Have you ever been in a relationship that just, I don't know, goes sideways for what feels like no reason at all? Well, listen up, because in 2026, it might not be so random. The planets are making some major moves, and that's going to stir up some serious cosmic clashes for certain zodiac signs. Today, we're going to get into exactly which sign you might want to be a little careful with, to protect your peace. Let's do this.
So, here's the big question on everyone's mind. Are the planets actually plotting some drama for your love life? Well, with powerhouse Pluto shaking things up in Aquarius and Sirius Saturn drawing lines in the sand in Pisces, the answer for some very specific zodiac pairs is a big, flashing neon yes. This quote just nails the whole vibe of 2026. What it means is that those planetary shifts we just talked about, they're basically turning up the volume on personality clashes that were already there. That magnetic, exciting pull you feel with someone who's your total opposite? Yeah, that could easily flip and become a battleground. So let's figure out who you need to keep on your cosmic radar.
Okay, we're splitting this into two parts to make it easy. First up, we've got Aries all the way through Virgo. So listen for your sign, or hey, maybe the sign of your partner, or that person you've been eyeing. This is where it gets juicy.
Let's kick things off with Aries. Your cosmic red flag for 2026 is Cancer. Look, as an Aries, you're the sprinter. You're all about fire, action, and forward motion. But Cancer? Cancer needs that deep emotional security, like an anchor. The clash here is that your need for independence is going to feel like a threat to them, and you're going to feel totally bogged down, like you're trying to run a race with an anchor tied to your leg.
All right, next up, Taurus. Your cosmic red flag is Leo. Oh boy, this is a classic showdown between two super stubborn signs. You, Taurus, you just want a cozy, quiet, stable sanctuary, a nice home, good food, peace. Leo, on the other hand, craves a stage, a spotlight, an audience. The conflict really comes down to this. You want peace, they want a performance, and that power struggle can turn your safe space into a constant battle.
And for my Geminis, the sign to watch out for is Scorpio. This is such a classic clash of air and water. You're the social butterfly, right? You thrive on meeting new people, having options, being free. Scorpio is the deep-sea diver who demands all-or-nothing intensity. This year, Scorpio's possessive nature is going to feel like a cage. Your totally innocent social fluttering, they're going to see it as shady, turning every friendly chat into an interrogation.
Now for Cancer. The one to avoid? Libra. This is a tricky one because you're both so nice. But here's the problem. You need profound security. You need to be the undisputed number one. Libra, the ultimate socialite, has this deep need to keep things fair and balanced with everybody. So while you're at home craving that deep one-on-one time, they're out making sure every single person at the party feels included. And that's just going to leave you feeling totally forgotten.
Leos, listen up. Your difficult match is Taurus. You are the star of your own show, and you need an audience. No, you need a cheerleader, a hype person. Taurus, being so practical, is way more likely to be your critic. They'll be the one pointing out how much your grand, fabulous plans are going to cost. Honestly, you'll find their stability kind of boring, and they'll find your constant need for drama absolutely exhausting.
And to round out our first half, we have Virgo. And your cosmic clash is with Sagittarius. This is just the perfect picture of structure versus chaos. You, Virgo, you've got a plan. It's probably in a color-coded binder. Sagittarius, they run on pure vibes and spontaneity. Their whole, we'll figure it out attitude is a direct assault on your nervous system. You won't feel like a partner, you'll feel like a stressed-out personal assistant, constantly cleaning up their chaotic messes.
Okay, let's just take a quick breath here. Does any of this sound a little too familiar? Maybe you're seeing yourself, or maybe you're thinking of a friend right now. Let that sink in for a second before we jump into the next 6 signs.
All right, we're back. Let's dive into the cosmic mismatches for the second half of the zodiac, from Libra all the way to Pisces. Let's see what the stars have cooked up for you all.
Kicking off part 2, we have Libra. And your sign to be wary of is Capricorn. You live for romance, for beauty, for harmony. Capricorn lives for efficiency, status, and the bottom line. Their all-work, no-play attitude is just going to feel so cold and critical to you. You'll end up feeling less like a beloved partner and more like an item on their to-do list that they need to check off. For Scorpio, the big clash comes with Gemini. You are the keeper of secrets, the master of depth and privacy. Gemini, on the other hand, is basically the town crier. They share everything with everyone. You're looking for this unbreakable soul-deep bond, and they're just looking for a fun conversation. You can see how this is a recipe for disaster, right? It leads to total paranoia on your end, and them feeling completely smothered.
Sagittarius, your cosmic friction is with Virgo. You're the adventurer, always looking at that big, beautiful picture on the horizon. Virgo is the editor, with a red pen, focused on the fine print and spotting every single flaw. In 2026, their constant constructive criticism isn't going to feel very constructive. It's going to feel like a leash on your free spirit, and it'll make you want to just run for the hills.
Okay, Capricorn, your big challenge is Aries. This is the ultimate tortoise and the hare story. You are slowly and steadily building a legacy, an empire. Aries is the impulsive hare, and their me first, now attitude is just going to constantly mess up your carefully laid plans. You'll think they're completely immature, and they'll think your slow and steady pace is a total buzzkill.
Aquarius, your difficult pairing is Taurus. You are a visionary. You live in the future. You're trying to change the world. Taurus finds comfort in the past, in tradition, in doing things the way they've always been done. Their deep need for stability and settling down is going to feel like a cage. It's this fundamental clash between innovation and tradition, and it's going to leave you feeling like your wings are being seriously clipped.
And finally, we get to Pisces. The sign to be careful with is Gemini. You operate on feelings, on intuition, on vibes. Gemini operates on logic, data, and cold, hard facts. When you desperately need a shoulder to cry on, they will literally try to create a spreadsheet to logically explain your feelings to you. Their lack of emotional depth is going to make you feel so incredibly lonely and misunderstood. You need a safe harbor in a storm, and honestly, Gemini is the storm.
So, after all that, what do all these cosmic clashes really have in common? It's not just about, signs that don't get along. There are these deeper, recurring themes that are being lit up by the specific astrology of 2026. Let's break those down. When you boil it all down, every single one of these pairings comes back to a few core conflicts. You've got freedom versus security, that's your Gemini and Scorpio, spontaneity versus structure, which is totally Sagittarius and Virgo, logic versus emotion, hello, Pisces and Gemini. It's these really deep differences in what people value that the cosmic energy of 2026 is going to magnify, turning what might have been a small annoyance into a major problem. And that brings us right to our final thought. After seeing all these potential cosmic minefields, you're left with this one kind of fun but also provocative question. Would you want a compatibility shield for 2026? It's definitely something to think about as we all try to navigate the energies of the year ahead. Thanks so much for tuning in.